Oh, Lord, I forgot to let her know. Okay, good. So, welcome to my channel. I am Miss Tanya Mason. I'm the owner of Tanya Does Hair LLC. I am the founder of the all-new amazing hair, skin, and nail softener that I've named my Water Hair Solution. And I'm also the creator of the all-new hair and scalp restoration program. So, what I would like to talk about tonight is the topic of this story. First, I'd like to make a small disclaimer that this is not my business. I'm tuning in live from beautiful Buckhead, Atlanta, Georgia. And just thought that I would come on tonight because my team told me that I need to go live more often. So tonight I thought would be a good night to just come on and talk to you all and meet you. Thank you for joining and share my story. So let me jump right in. Like I said, I've created a hair and scalp restoration program, and all of this didn't come from beauty school. All of my services that I offer, I decided to, yes, change the game. Like, my God, I struggled as a client with my hair, my skin, and my nails at the time when I was younger. So I decided to change things, and I decided to create a better place, a better world. Hi, Mo. I see you from Dallas, Texas. Yes. Actually, JD and I built this all from scratch. Um, I have watched him put these tiles up. I've watched them fall down. Look, that one's falling down right there. Um, but he has a real life podcast set up here, so thought that I'd take advantage. So nonetheless, I thought I'd come on to share my story. So let me jump right in. I also, in addition to creating this holistic hair care for Black people, let me be clear, I felt that white people don't need no help because white people's hair is fine. It's straight, smooth, silky. So I said, I feel that me and my community was struggling. So I decided to change the game. Now, some people are so mad at me. Like, I got so many stylists that like want to fight because I've decided to create a better way for us. Why would you get mad at me for that? So we won't get into all of that because I got in this to share with you all what happened to me and why I decided to be the change that I could not find nowhere. And if anybody on here knows how to do some of the things that I'm talking about doing, please drop your address and your phone number. Right. But it's okay. It's all right. It's okay. I know why our own people be hating. But I'll talk to you about that later because I just wanted to come on so you can join me here in this journey of mine. So let me be clear. I'm not a stylist, so be careful what you say. I have chemistry knowledge. I got water knowledge. So if I got chemistry knowledge, that means my product knowledge is strong. I also have climate knowledge. I also have water knowledge. My product is water. No, it's not a conditioner. No, I didn't come with another serum for the industry. We got enough of those on the market. We needed something to soften our hair because I'll tell you, anybody that's on here, that once conditioner dries on our hair is not soft. It's brittle, it's frizzy, it's hard to comb through, and a whole bunch of it is coming out. I didn't realize how important water knowledge was, my people, until I went to beauty school. And let me be clear, I didn't go to beauty school and just to be a student. I hold a license to be not just a hairstylist, but I'm a cosmetologist. There is a difference between the two. I remember when I first heard the word hairstylist, I was like, what is that? I'll tell you that story as well, but I'm a cosmetologist. I'm also a certified educator. I hold not one, but 6 certifications to administer the CLIC curriculum, which is only administered through Empire Beauty Schools. So not only do I possess the license knowledge, I went back to be an educator. And that's another thing that I cannot find nowhere in this world, which is somebody that decided to go back, and be the Sankofa. Does anybody know what a Sankofa is? Because I do. But I went back into time and I brought back, you feel me, this bridge to kill the gap of confusion. So it was when I went back to be an educator is when I realized a lot, my people. And one of the things that I realized is that I went to beauty school to learn to do a whole bunch of stuff that I'm never going to do to my hair. I've never wanted to bleach it. I've never wanted to chop my hair shorter, and I've never wanted to chemically really alter my hair. I got talked into, or really, I got tricked into all of those. So like I said, go into my story, and I want to talk about one of the main things that got me going, which was trims. Let's be clear. I want to jump right in. This is a huge controversy in the industry right now. It's been for years about the differences between a haircut and a hair trim. Okay? That's a funny question. I only wear black, sweetie. I wear black bras and black panties only. I think colors are for little girls. I think a grown woman should wear browns, you feel me, tans, and black, all black, you feel me? But good question. That's how you get to know me. I love it. Uh-oh. Hi, Miss Amy. I love y'all. Oh, y'all are tripping. I'm under your couch. Okay, well let me ignore y'all. So let me keep it moving. Went back to be an educator. And it was within that training that I realized that they don't train nobody on how to trim in beauty school. No beauty school in the world. I hate to be the bearer of this bad news, probably to most people, and the truth, because let it be told, because it will set you free. I know a lot of individuals of today's society love being lied to. That makes them feel good to know that somebody just told them a lie instead of being honest with them. They call negative stuff the positive, good stuff, and they call in all of this good stuff negative. But okay, all right. Get to training. Mind you, I'm the only brown skin in my recruitment. There was 15 of us. So the other educators that got hired on in my what's called class, I was the only brown skin. Okay. So we go through the haircutting of chopping everybody off. I was trained to teach my students how to do the old zero blunt cut. However, you don't just go across the back. You're supposed to part the subsections all the way, starting from the bottom to the top, right? From the back to the top. But we won't talk about the proper way to do a zero blunt cut. But then you were also trained on how to do that beautiful blunt bob cut. That's why everybody, the A-line, that's why everybody knows how to cut it well, because that was taught in beauty school. Then you were taught how to do a 45, which pulls the hair out directly from its origin. Then you were taught how to pull all the hair up to a pivot point, which is a 180 for long hair. That's how you layer long hair, okay? When we got done with that certification, my people, has anybody ever gone, let me check my audience out. Has anybody ever gone to beauty school? And I want you to show me and give me your number, because that's public record. So just drop your cosmetology license, and I also want you to show me your certifications, because I got paperwork. It's not with me, so let me shut up, huh? Let me get back to the story. We're starting to wrap up the hair cutting certification, and I raised my hand and I said, his name was Tim, actually, my trainer. I said, Mr. Tim, when are we gonna go over hair trimming? And all the white girls in my class, they started laughing, kind of chuckling. So I'm like, what's funny? You know what I'm saying? I've always been like that. Like, I ain't afraid to clear my confusion, but that's really what I came to kind of do. I didn't come up here to get this job to learn how to do hair. I was already doing hair and doing clients when I decided to apply to become an educator. I thought that it would be fun, but it wasn't. That was the worst thing I've ever volunteered to do in my life, was to go be an educator at Empire Beauty Schools in Aurora, Colorado. So he says to me, Tanya, we don't train on trims. I said, for real? And he was like, no, we just only train on hair cutting. We only train on how to make the hair shorter, period. I was like, oh, no wonder there's so many of us, which was me. I'm one of them, that is going in asking for certain things, but you're getting something else. So, and I just got to be clear about this part. I've been traumatized not once. I haven't been traumatized twice. I've been traumatized 3 times by the shears. I'm hard-headed, y'all. Sometimes it takes me, I gotta go to jail. I went to jail 5 times, so I don't learn nothing right away. Some of us are hard-headed. I don't know if some of you mothers and fathers out there can understand me. I don't know if you've had a hard-headed child, but I'm one of them. And I'm 49 now, so that's a very difficult mindset to deal with. It's one thing to have you a little minor that you can control that's hard-headed, but an adult, we might fight or something. So let me share my stories. So let me get back to the story. So I come out of certification like really stunned, because I'm like, wow, no wonder so many individuals have been traumatized by the shears by going into a salon and asking for a trim and got a cut. Listen, I now realize and understand it's because everybody that only went to beauty school understands and was only trained to chop hair shorter, period. That's what you were tested. That's what state promised Lord tests on. Your ability to even everything out and make it shorter. A haircut don't leave you the same length. We all know this. Thank you, y'all giving me my props. Oops, I'm not supposed to do that. I'm learning how to be professional, y'all. Because I used to be a gang member and all that stuff. Been to jail, you know what I'm saying? I've been homeless in the streets. I done been an alcoholic, and I've been strung out on drugs. I done did all the negative stuff. So I think God said, dang, Tanya, why don't you try some positive stuff? So I was like, okay, because it was like I was running out of bad stuff to do. So decided to start doing some positive stuff. So thank y'all for the you feel me, for the gems, the flowers. Thanks for the tea. Oh, thank you, y'all. Y'all hella communicating with me. Glory to God. Amen. Braden. Shoot. All right, so let me get back to my story, y'all, because I think y'all are now feeling me a little bit. Y'all understand who I am, what I've been through, and what I have to share. Okay. So back to beauty school and that cutting, boy, that's what barbers are trained to do, cut it off. And that's what you went to beauty school. We all know this. I was trained to cut it off, cut it shorter, right? But let me be clear. I had never really been a client before until after I came out of beauty school. Because it was when I was within beauty school is when I myself actually learned the word trim. Now, let me be clear about beauty school and me. Because when I got to beauty school, I already had 16 years of practice and experience under my belts. It doesn't matter, listen, everybody, it doesn't matter whether you really have a license or not. It's all about your practice, because that's what makes you good. I don't care who you are and what your name is or what kind of tools you got. It's your practical hours that makes you perfect. That's an old school formula. Practice makes perfect, y'all. You know, I want to know how I know why? Because I did it. That's why. I practiced some stuff and I'm real good at it now. So let me go back to the story. So I get out of beauty school. I go to beauty school with 16 years of experience under my belt, everybody. And so I'm not new to hair. Actually, I was the worst student that the educators probably ever had encountered in their lives, because when you got a student that's already experienced, that's not a new brain. So everything just ain't gonna go over my head. I'm gonna be catching everything like, hold up, what about that? You said a perm. A perm is not a relaxer. Relaxer is a relaxer and a perm is a perm. They two different things. And then we would get into all of these, wait, hold up. You know what I'm saying? Like, all shampoos are not a moisture shampoo. Like, there's a moisture clarifying, volumizing. There's a purple acting shampoo. There's all type of shampoos on the market. Because you know, guys know I'm holistic and I've done the research, which is looking at the whole. So when I did do this in relation to the curriculum in beauty school, I realized when I got there that there was a lot of problems that I did not realize before going to beauty school. Like, I didn't realize that I went to beauty school to learn how to do a bunch of mannequins, and they even had names for them. I think it was like Kelly something else. They had a brown skin, black looking mannequin that didn't have real black hair, mind you, named Karen. And then we had a dude mannequin to do the barbering and the beards. We all remember this, right? Anybody been to beauty school here with me? Anybody? Say hey if you've been to beauty school. Everybody right now, say hey if you've been to beauty school. Whether you finished or not, just say hey. I love y'all too. Capital K Productions. Well, good evening. Are you a woman or a man? I need to know so that I can properly address you. But thank you. I thought about this tonight. Y'all like my couch? It's got bougie pillows and everything. This couch actually has been seen in a lot. Let me back it up so y'all can really see the full, we got this lamp. Y'all like that? Yeah. I thought that I would. This couch has been featured on quite a few different podcasts on TMZ. I don't know if you guys are into podcasts, but this is a real podcast studio here in Buckhead, Atlanta. And I'm proud to know the owner. So come back closer because I can't see the comments. Any hey. Oh, period. I like that word, period. Full life mo, period. I'm gonna start saying that. Okay, back to the story, everyone. Oh man, so I get to beauty school, and it's a lot of stuff that I was confused about, like the mannequins. That was dumb to me because at this point, I'm like, why aren't we practicing on real people? Why are we on these mannequins? And the educators was like, Tanya. That's how they answered me every time I asked a question, because I was really coming with some challenging questions that none of the students was asking. And let me be clear, when I went to beauty school back in 2006, I was in class with a whole bunch of high schoolers. There was 4 of us that were adults. All the other individuals in my class was high schoolers, okay? So they didn't ask no questions. You could have told them that fire made your boo-boo turn gold. They would have been taking them notes like fire turns boo to gold. And then they would have been repeating it to practice it. So I was different. And I was different than the other 3 that was my age because they didn't ask questions. Like, we are grown people and we ain't got time to be wasting all these thousands of dollars that we done paid to sit in this classroom and in this chair. So I used to tell them, I'm about to ask because y'all don't know the answer. Shoot, so I'm about to ask the teacher, right? Man, so like I said, one day I asked the question about hairstylists. I come into beauty school one day, and I didn't know that there was a difference between the 2. I thought it was only cosmetologists in the world. You feel me? Because I've been at the crib, doing hair and doing my own thing. So I really hadn't been in the industry to know that this hairstyling thing, you feel me, came about. So one day I come into school and the little high school girls is on the floor. So I'm like, what are y'all doing? I done went straight to the students because I'm already knowing we got to go do skin hairstylists. You feel me? We're not done with the classroom. We're not ready for the floor. So they was like, well, that's what Miss Yvonne says. So I'll go to Miss Yvonne because this is a student. So I'm like, Miss Yvonne, the little girl just told me that she can be on the floor. And mind you, I really didn't go to school to be a cosmetologist. I thought that was the only program. That's why I signed up for it. If I'd have had a choice, I think I'd I had to pick that hairstylist because, again, I was just trying to get the license so I could do hair. But I had Miss Yvonne. She's a key individual. You know, we all have these angels in our lives. Miss Yvonne was an angel because she said to me that day, she told me she was good about doing me like that. So I was, I used to be intimidated by that. Like, who, me? Like, all right. So she was like, what is wrong with you? And I was like, nothing. Why are they on the floor? Because I was just asking everybody, why are these girls on the floor about to set up and take clients? Why ain't they going to the classroom like me? So they was like, Tanya, they're hairstylists. So I was like, what is a hairstylist? And they were like, Tanya. I'm like, what? What is a hairstylist? So they was like, well, you don't have to take the whole program no more. You don't have to take the whole program. And everybody was like, no, you can either just come to beauty school to be an esthetician and only take skin, or you can come to beauty school and just take hair and be a hairstylist, or you can just go to beauty school and do the nails and just be. So I'm like, for real? I was like, oh. So I go into the classroom and I'm like, Miss Yvonne, I need a pass. I don't know. I don't even think if that's what they call them, the little paper to give you permission to be walking in the halls during class. I need to go talk to the counselor, to the dude to change my schedule, because that's when I realized I need to go change my stuff because I'm going to the floor. I don't care about no skin. But God was at work at that point because Miss Yvonne called me into the classroom, and I'll never forget that conversation. She was like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm getting ready to go see my counselor so that I can change my schedule, because I didn't come up here to do I ain't never want to be no esthetician. I surely don't want to be no nail tech. So I just came up here to learn how to do hair. So can I go change my schedule? She was like, you don't want to do that, Tanya. I was like, why not? Explain. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't change my program. So she was like, because she was like, if you change your program, Tanya, if things get hard, this is back in 2006, mind you. We didn't know COVID was coming. I would have never, ever thought that doing hair would have ever been snatched from me. Y'all, I've been homeless. I've been out on the streets. But I bet you I done set up shop and met somebody at somebody's house that has some electricity and a sink for me to do their hair to get some money. So Miss Yvonne was like, that's going to be stupid, because if things get hard, you don't never know if you may not be able to get a job doing hair. She was like, you might be able to go get you a job at a dermatology office, Tanya, because when you're a cosmetologist, you can work for a dermatology office doing microdermabrasions. And I looked at her like, micro who? And she said microdermabrasions. It's like a $500, and this was back in 2006. She was like, you cutting your own self short. I remember just looking at her, because I was like, oh, I hate when people make sense. Oh, I used to hate when people make sense. So I thought about it. I sat. I was like, all right. I told her I'll keep my little program, and I was mad about it. I was rolling my eyes at the little high schoolers because they was getting to do live people. So let me get back to my story about why I came on tonight. So let's fast forward. I stay in, you know what I'm saying? I didn't change my program. This is how I developed this relationship with this individual named Abigail. Abigail was a Hispanic woman. She wasn't a black girl, okay? And I hung around her every day in beauty school. She was my age, which is why we kind of connected. So one day we're sitting in class and we're supposed to be watching something on the thing, but we never paid attention. We always was messing off in class, and she's playing in my hair, and she says to me, Tanya, because you know how they talk, Tanya. She goes, your ends are horrible. Now, let me explain at this point in time. I'm from Denver, Colorado. I don't know where y'all from, but there's nobody that knows how to trim in my community. Nobody. Everybody cuts your hair shorter. I don't care what you call it. You can call it trim, edge, hack, snip, dust, whatever you want to call it. You're going to leave, look, noticeably shorter. You feel me? So I had never, as a client, experienced a trim. I've always gone in and left. I don't care if it was cute or not. Shorter. Okay. And I don't know about y'all, but growth and getting more has always been my goal in life. I've never wanted less. So this comes with the size of shaboing boings that I've had. I don't want less. Money, I don't want less. Shoot, gold that I don't want less. I want more. I don't know about y'all, but I want more. So I've never signed up for a haircut, never asked for one. The cut is a bad word in my private practice in Denver. So I never liked that whole situation. So she's like, Tanya, your ends are horrible. You need a trim. So I remember I heard that word for the first time, but it was like, so I am all over the place. I may not be making sense, but Abigail was the one that introduced me to the trim. She also was the first person to trim my hair because prior to this day, I never had a hair trim. I had only experienced a haircut. So, of course, if I've only always had a haircut and never experienced a hair trim, maybe I would still be calling a haircut a hair trim. But my experiences and my story and my journey has been very different. Oh, it's not long at all, but I got it curled. Let me show you. So it comes like down to here. I kind of got it curled under. So it kind of like brushes my collar. But look, I know how to make my hair look shorter. Look, I just did it. I'll make it look, I know how to fluff my hair like this and kind of give it, look, I'll make it look like I just cut it off. Y'all see that? Go. That's that My Water hair though. You can't do this if you're using conditioner and a moisture shampoo. But thank you, sweetheart. Forehead, you must have a big one because it takes one to know one. Listen, I told you to be careful with me. You're gonna learn to love me. I'm like Morris Day. I'm gonna make you love me. Wait a second. Okay, so back to the story, y'all, because this is important. So I'm like, Abigail, I'm honest. So I told her, I said, I think only white people trim. I was like, black people don't trim, we cut. And so she was like, maybe that's why, black people's hair don't get long because you guys don't trim. So I was like, hold up, don't get smart. I told her, I said, watch your mouth. And then it kind of hit me because I'm a mature chick, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sensitive. So I was like, you're right. It takes a strong chick to agree with another woman because most women want to argue and be catty, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, dang, that's kind of true. And then I had to think to myself, man, I've never really had a trim. I started thinking like every time I go get my hair done, I don't care who does it, I do leave so much shorter. So we went through this conversation and I'm like, so you know how to do it without making me shorter? And she was like, mm-hmm. And let me give y'all the tea real quick. All Hispanics know how to trim. It's a part of their culture. I just kicked it with one for 2 years in beauty school. I ended up eating beans and what's that soup called? Menudo. Fooling with her. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a brown skinned chick. So their culture has long hair. Don't nobody on here know a Hispanic woman got short hair. They don't play that. Black girls may play that, but Hispanic women don't play that short hair stuff. I done did the holistics. I do the research. I done talked to a few of them. And all of them got like, that's like a sin for them to cut their hair off. They will go to through fire behind their hair. I didn't know that. Never kicked it with a Hispanic woman, so I didn't know. Shoot, I didn't even know what menudo was before I kicked it with her. I thought I'd have called it soup. I'd have called it some vegetable soup or something. It's called menudo, y'all. Ooh, Hispanic women are bomb. I think they're kind of, I don't know, don't get me wrong. I don't want nobody on here thinking that I'm prejudiced, but I think Hispanics are like Oreos. Yeah, you can be one color on the inside and another color on the outside. So are Koreans. I think Koreans are Oreos too. I'm an Oreo. I don't know about y'all, but I'm an Oreo. So back to the story. I mean, I'll never forget this day. I agreed because it was something new. I've always been into trying new things. It's called a daredevil. You know what I'm saying? There was a game that we used to play when I was little. It was called Truth or Dare. And they used to get mad at me because I'm always going to pick the dare. You ain't going to get me caught up in telling the truth up in here. So dare me to do something and I'm going to do it. That's how I ended up finding out what cat food tastes like, because they dared me to eat some cat food and I did it. So I was like, all right, I'm down for the trim. And so, but then I was low key scared because it was new, just like getting on a ride. I'd be the first one to go run up and jump in line and then got butterflies the whole time I'm in line because I'm scared. But I've always been willing to do something new. You feel me? All right. So we decided to do it after school. So when I was in high school, I used to like to fight. Actually, I'm sorry. I love to fight. So I used to always what's called instigate things. So I would go around the whole school promoting. I've always been a businesswoman. Even when I used to fight, I knew how to promote a fight, and I'd have the whole school after school at the spot waiting for the fight. You feel me, to watch it. So I'm going around the whole school telling everybody, like, Abigail says she's gonna trim my hair, and I was telling everybody, and if she cuts my hair shorter, we're gonna fight. So of course, who would miss that, right? So by the end of the day, it came time for me to sit in the chair and let this Hispanic woman get behind my head with these shears. Guess what she did first? The very first thing after I sat in the chair, before I sat in the chair, guess what she did? She pulled me over, y'all, into the front of the mirror. Now, I don't know about, like I said, I don't know really who's on here. What's up, Lexi? I don't know who's on here with me because, I can't really tell. But if you know anything about the proper salon setup, you are supposed to bricklay your styling chair to the mirror, because beauty school taught us, don't you let that client watch you. And I said, why? And, well, thank you, honey. Kitty, baby, I think you pretty too. And I hope I get to meet all of you one day. Listen, don't forget to subscribe. Y'all hear me? Make sure you subscribe, because I got a lot coming for y'all, all for y'all. I'm coming with online courses. I'm going to teach you how to trim. I'm going to teach y'all the difference between a haircut and a hair trim. And guess what? I want to help the world, not just those behind the chair. I want to help the world, everybody, not just certain bodies. So my online courses are for those that are just not behind the chair, but it's for those that sit in the chair too, because you see, Miss Tanya was a client as well, as I'm trying to get through the story to share. For 16 years, I was a client in the chair. And now I have 31 years under my belt standing behind the chair, because now I'm a holistic hair and scalp restoration practitioner. I retired from being a stylist last year. I mastered my skill years ago. So I embarked on a hair loss journey. I now know how to reverse your hair loss, and I figured out how to increase your growth rate. Look, I'm now smart enough to know you don't need no growth serum. They weren't on the market either. I'm gonna get to all of this. That's what all of this is about what's essential, what's unnecessary, all that stuff. So let me get back to the origin of the story. So she pulls the chair over to the mirror so I'm able to watch her. Second thing she did was she handed me a mirror in my hand as well. So I'm very comfortable now. Like, okay, sure. So I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and I got the mirror, so she begins. Now, I'm real trippy. Remember, I just tried to tell you, just like I would tell anybody, I used to fight for therapy. Fighting was very therapeutic for me. Some women don't understand this. I've been trained to be professional, so I grab her hands because I'm very afraid that she's going to cut off too much, okay? So I don't know if you guys can imagine this, but I'm holding her hands and I'm asking her before she cuts. I told her, don't even open your shears. Just take your shears for me. And I told her, I need you to show me where you're going to cut before you cut. So let me show y'all. So she took my hair like this, up like this, okay? And let's say my fingers are the shears. She then took the shears and she said, or let's say my finger is the shears. She said, Tanya, I'm only going to take off that much. And I was like, okay. And so she took this and she went across, and I was like, it was like a breath of fresh air. I was like, hi. I was horny. I was like, ooh, do that again. So and mind you, she also taught me how to make clean partings, just like we learned how to do when we're haircutting, because I'm not sure why everybody has gotten so relaxed with all this free grabbing type stuff. That's not how you cut. All this over directing and grabbing a whole subsection like that. That's all right. I'm gonna teach everybody. My class, I'm gonna teach you how to do things precisely and properly. You won't be messing up coming out of my class. You know what I'm saying? So we get through the trim, everyone, and I couldn't believe for the first time in my life a Hispanic woman did me all the way right. Did not make my hair no shorter, shaped it and formed it where it was beautiful. It was moving, it was layered, it was formed. When I did like this, I mean, y'all see it was perfect. So I'm checking, you know how y'all cross check the cut? You know what I'm saying? Y'all used to do y'all's mannequin like this and make sure, you know what I'm saying, that it's all even. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing all of this and I'm like having sex with my head, and I'm like, I can't believe this Hispanic woman just did me like this. All right, so I go back to her and I'm like, where'd you learn how to do that? And she said, my mother. She said, my mija taught me. My mother, mi madre, or something like that. I was like, I like that. I was like, my hair feels really good, and you didn't make it no shorter. At the time, my hair was about this length. When I started beauty school, I have the photo to document. I have a ton of photos to document my journey. 2 years, y'all. 2 years. And I had a relaxer and color in my hair. She trimmed away my color and trimmed out the relaxer. And by the time I graduated, my hair was on stretch. And it was a specific formula that we followed. She turned me on to this. Look, my mom raised me to believe that going a month or longer without washing my hair made it better. And I believed it, y'all. Can y'all believe I believed that mess? But I believed it. And I actually grew up thinking it was cool, knowing I'm sweating in my head. And we all know sweat stinks. It's musty. That's why we remove the hair from here and from down there. Even guys remove hair from down there because, all right, so she didn't introduce me to washing my hair like every week. Never did that a day in my life. But I think that it was a formula. Thank you, Prayed Up. Don't forget to subscribe, because I'm going to be coming on live a lot more and chopping it up with you all and introducing myself and sharing my holistic approaches, my holistic alternative solutions, sharing my stories as to why I offer the difference between a haircut and a hair trim, why I offer scalp care instead of skipping it and just taking everybody to the shampoo bowl, why I don't use oil, yet our scalps are just fine, why I don't use conditioner, yet our hair is healthier than ever and got mad slippage in the comb out than ever. We'll let that resonate. Did y'all hear that? But so for the next 2 years, I grew my hair out, and she kept me from getting short. I had never experienced that before with the stylist in Denver. Every single stylist I sat down with made my hair shorter. So I come out of beauty school, okay? And I didn't even realize it. I'm suited and booted because I now know how to give the difference between a haircut and a trim. But you don't know this because when you're around other type of people that may not possess the same skill set you do, they'll make you look stupid for doing what you're doing, right? And they did. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I don't. You know what I'm saying? I need a charger. Maybe I don't want to trim, because every time I tried to in offer a trim to a client, they darn near went for my jugular. They turn around and be like, "What? A trim?" Like, yeah, like this is what we've got to start doing if we want our hair to grow. Like, if we just keep cutting it, it's gonna keep setting us back there, and we're never gonna get nowhere. Like every time we go in, we're gonna keep getting set back, go in again, get it chopped off, go in again. You might just have inches down your back if you just stay on track and do a trim, right? I didn't know all this. So I came out of beauty school in 2008 with honors, mind you. I was student of the month in October one year and got student of the year. Um, was the president and the I guess you could call it the manager of the hair show. We put on a fashion show while I was in beauty school. Did a lot. Came out, passed the test, got my license, and I started finessing how to use my shears without making someone shorter. And here's the game, everybody. We're at a time where we're not doing mannequins, that's for sure. And everybody in our chairs are not the same. This is why I think hair care is so much more difficult than hairstyling. Because when you hair care, you start to individualize not just your approaches, but your tools, your processes, and your procedures based on who's in your chair. You don't do none of that when you're hairstyling. When you're hairstyling, you do the same exact thing to every single client. No matter what they say, you doing the same exact thing. You feel me? So with the trimming, everybody, can y'all give me a second? I need to go grab a charger, which I should have done prior to going live. So give me a second. 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 Okay. Please forgive me. This has been new for me, setting up in this studio. Not studio, this is actually my living room. But he has put up all this stuff, so I'm about to start using it. Is that better? Hold on. Wait. No. Hold on, I'll get a bench stool. There we go. That's even better. And it's hot in here. But I love playing. Do y'all see how? And I have no relaxer. And I don't use no conditioner. I ain't had hair conditioner in my hair since 2016. It's the healthiest. Like when I had a relaxer, my hair never did this, y'all. And if you like your hair to move like this, just let me know and I'll give you the formula and you can have it too. All right, so listen. Ever since I came out of beauty school every month, I've been encouraging Black women to wash their hair more frequently, trim their ends more consistently, scratch that buildup off your scalp, so we also can massage the surface and increase the blood flow, which not only minimizes your hair loss, but increases hair growth rates. Listen, I've been doing this for the past 5 years. And I now want to go into my main story, the story of why I came on here about those trims. So, as I just mentioned, I learned the difference between a haircut and a hair trim, not by beauty school. Beauty school didn't teach me that. That's hair trims. Check your books. If anybody has a cosmetology book, you don't have to believe me or get mad at me. It's not in the book. And anybody knows this that's been to beauty school. You were not taught how the difference between a haircut and a hair trim. Now, this may be the problem. Why I was traumatized by shears. So let me share my story, my three stories as to how I was traumatized myself. So the first time I got traumatized, I'll never forget it. It was in a salon back in Denver, and I had walked in because I'm now familiar with a trim. Okay, I walk into the salon, and I had to wait because that was a thing of Black salons. Like time management was horrible. So I waited to get in the chair. And when I finally got into the chair, everything was fine, everyone. I mean, her shampoo was amazing. The way she styled my hair was amazing. But we had one problem when I got up to the receptionist desk to pay. There was a big old mirror that was behind the receptionist, so you could see yourself while you were at the counter checking out. And y'all see my hair right here, and we all know, if you care, I'll say it this way, not we all. Anybody that cares about their hair is constantly checking it, just like your teeth. Anybody that cares about their teeth either always got a pick, a floss with them, they're always brushing and checking. Anything you care about, you constantly check and monitor, right? So I care. I always say it like that because some people say they care about their hair, but they relax it. I care about my hair. I'm never putting a chemical in my hair. So I'm always monitoring my length because that is also important to me. My length has always been important to me, and I now know that it's not important to everybody. Some stylists love short hair. They want to shave the neck and they want to shave the sides and don't know what to do if you're not cool with that, you know? So y'all see my hair here, right? Watch it. When I would leave that girl, my length would be up here. So I would be at the mirror like, my stuff was coming down to my earring before I sat in there. So what had happened the first time, I don't know if anyone can feel me, because you be tripping. I was tripping, y'all, because I was in the mirror like, is that my head turned wrong? And I'm like, nah, that is shorter. Then you go to the car and you're trying to make sense of it, like, did she cut my hair shorter? Like I asked for a trim. All right, so trip. I tend to sometimes blame myself for being the problem. So I'm like, maybe I said haircut. So that didn't run me off. I didn't go chair hop on her at that point. I'm like, I'm going to go back. I'm going to set another appointment, which I did, but I didn't go back right away. So see, some stylists probably want to wonder, why didn't that client come back? Think about it. Did you put some shears to her head and she used the word trim and you took off this much? If you did, that's probably why she didn't come back. But see, remember, I'm stubborn. So I got to do things more than once before I realize what's going down, right? So I go back. I goes back to the same person, okay? And at this point, I'm thinking it's my fault. So I make sure that I say it more than once, like a hair trim. I think I looked at, and this was an older woman. She was older than me. So I told her, hair trim. And she did me like this. Yeah. But see, I was younger back then. Mind you, this is back in like 95, 96, somewhere in there. So I wasn't as vocal as I am now. So the service was fine again. And guess what happened when I got to the receptionist desk? Y'all should have seen me. I did the other side the second time because I'm like, maybe I'm tripping. Because you do start blaming yourself. Like, self, are you tripping? Like, is it shorter? She cut me again. Now, guess what? Now we got to talk about it because now I got to figure out. I know I said trim this time. I know I didn't use no word cut. Mind you, remember, this is an older woman. Older women don't like being talked to unless it's positive. You know what I'm saying? So I go back to her chair. This is back in 1997. We ain't got no social media. I couldn't DM her. You feel me? Heck, we didn't even have no darn booking links. You had to call the shop. So I never even talked to her. You feel me? I talked to the little girl at the desk to make the appointment. So when am I supposed to talk to you about my hair? So I went to the chair. Oh, Tanya. She already had her next client in the chair because, you know, double booking is a thing. Do y'all know people still double book? I went to a salon here in Atlanta and got double booked, and they didn't see nothing wrong with that. Anyway, I'm not going to get into all that. I said, I think she got mad because this is how I asked the question because I was triggered because my hair is shorter. Again, you done cut me back to where I was the last time I came in. So you just cut off all my little growth progress, stylist. You know what I'm saying? So I go back to her and I'm like, didn't I ask you for a trim? She gonna turn around and tell me, excuse me? So maybe I didn't say it loud enough. So I said, I said it louder. I thought I asked you for a trim. She was like, your ends were all dead. You should have seen my face, like she had farted in front of me. Because I was like, because I'm thinking, and I think I told her, I said, you ain't said nothing to me about my dead ends while I was in the chair. So what are you talking about? A bunch of dead ends. And she was like, your ends were dead, so they needed to go. So I'm like, she farted again. I'm thinking to myself, who are you? So I told her, I said, hold up. Because she was like, is there a problem? Yes, there is. Because I asked you for a trim. That means I'm not going to be any shorter than I was before I walked in. And I've come to you, I did her like this twice. And you've done the same thing to me both times. And now I want to know why. Why do you keep cutting? She should have just said, Tanya, because I don't know how to trim. I only know how to cut. You the one that's the problem. You came in here asking for something I don't know how to do. But she didn't say that. She didn't say that. She didn't say that. She didn't say that. And so I said to her very passionately, and I said, maybe I was cool with my dead ends. This is my hair, not yours. And my hair grows slow. So you just chopped off months, man, of my growth progress. And I started crying, y'all, because this woman was so busy being rude because I came to care about her result and talk to her. So of course I left. But let me tell you, was that the last time I sat in somebody's chair and asked for a trim? No, I did it again. Because I started thinking like, well, maybe it was just her that didn't know how to trim, you know? So I go to another woman in Denver, sit in her, and I tried to have the conversation. Do you know how to trim? And I remember her saying to me, I think she said, I'll only take off what you want. Something slick like that. Because she never really answered the question of whether or not she knows how to trim or not. Sit in her chair. Shampoo was fine. Amazing. She skipped my scalp, but I wasn't tripping back then. Took me straight to the bowl. She kind of got unbothered because I wouldn't let her add no serum in my hair because it makes my hair heavy. And I wouldn't let her put nothing in my hair. You know, I just needed her to silk press it. Boy, oh boy, I'll never forget. Because I knew her, we're talking and I wasn't paying attention. We're chopping it up and kiki ha-ha and gossiping because, you know, that's the thing too that I don't do with my clients. We don't gossip in my practice, but get to a mirror and I'm shorter. Okay. So I remember at this point, I'm thinking now, am I the problem? You know what I'm saying? Because everybody keeps saying they know how to trim, but they're cutting my hair shorter. They're doing a haircut and not a hair trim. So if that wasn't the last time, listen, I went to jail 5 times. It took me 5 times to finally get tired of going to jail. That's stupid. And if that ain't somebody being hard-headed, I don't know what it is. Yeah, not cut them, not slop them off like you work for the meat department or something. My God. So listen, and some people like it. And I've learned that only young individuals like their hair chopped. Us older chicks, I can't even say that. That's not all people. You gotta ask. Because we ain't all the same, right? I would never say yes to a cut or a chop. No and no. So man, I think now to this point, it's like, okay, let me leave the black girls alone and I'm gonna go back and find me like a Hispanic chick because the Hispanic chick that I went to beauty school with, she knew how to trim, right? So I go find me another Hispanic chick. And she just should have admitted, Tanya, you keep using this trim word and I don't know how to trim. She should have said something. And I would have said, okay, and kept it moving. But she tricked me by saying, yeah, I know how to trim. So I was like, okay. Unfortunately, I had to set her up because I went to her and I tried to have the conversation with her, but she would not acknowledge what she did. She tried to lie and say that she barely took anything off. And now that I've done the holistics and the research, everybody, these words, these trick words, evening it out, cleaning it up. Those are trick words that I don't entertain no more because those got me into trouble. So when I say evening out, I'd be like, so you want me to take, you know what I'm saying? You see how short this strand is right here? You want me to even you out to down here? And then the client always goes, oh no, I don't mean that much. You feel me? So only because of my experiences, I now take it slow, slow. I take a photo before I trim the hair so you can see what your hair looks like before I do anything, because ain't nobody ever gonna blame me for making you shorter. And then I do the trim and then I show you again, like here's what you look like now. Is that cool? You want more taken off? And I cannot believe how many women are cool with some holes and are cool with their hair being uneven, because there's so many women like myself that value their length over anything else. My hair could be frizzy. I really don't care. I can go home and flat iron it myself. But if you can trim me without making my ends shorter, I'm going to leave you a $50 tip on top of what you pay me, because that's most important for me at my age. Man, for me, important for me. So once I left her and had to I set her up by taking the photo. She didn't know what I was doing. I have a mat that I monitor length on, and I took the mat in. She didn't know what I was doing. She should have cleared her confusion and said, Tanya, why are you bringing this mat? And why are you having me take these pictures? I would have said, because I need to monitor my hair, because you keep saying you're not cutting that much off, but all my clients keep noticing that my hair is shorter when they walk in. I wasn't really noticing it, but my clients could, because my clients don't see me every day. Man, she got in her feelings. And then she don't even talk to me no more, because why? Because you lied to me about knowing how to trim and I exposed it and showed you that you don't know how to trim. She should have come back to me and said, Tanya, how do you trim then? Can you show me? And I would have showed her. But she got sensitive, and that's what I can't stand about this industry. There's so many sensitive individuals behind the chair that clearly don't care. Because if she cared, she wouldn't have got mad. What you mad about? If I don't know how to hammer a nail into some wood, why am I going to get mad if I see somebody that knows how to hammer it right? Oh, well, see, I'm different. I'm going to be like, hey, how you hammering that in like that, like that? I want to do it too. You feel me? So I've been traumatized 3 times by the shears. So I decided to offer the training, not just offer it. I've been offering hair trims, y'all, for the past 16 years, since 2008. My clients are not new to trims, and they ain't signing up for a haircut. Never. Because the women in my chair today, they want more hair. They want healthy hair without a relaxer or using conditioner. And they're getting hair growth results without taking a biotin pill or smearing growth serum across their scalps. And we don't braid our hair either, or do weaves. None of that stuff that the industry swore you had to do to grow hair. We don't do none of that. So I'd like to introduce you to my holistic approach for your hair, which includes the differences between a haircut and a hair trim. You don't even start in the same spot. When you hair trim, you start in the top, not in the back. When you haircut, you do not start in the top, you start in the back. So there are 2 crucial gems that I just dropped for you all there to just demonstrate my knowledge and the amazing training that I have coming forward to help this industry, for those that care, bridge this gap of confusion between what a haircut is and what a hair trim is. And I promise you, once you leave my training, you're going to go, oh, now I see what I'm supposed to do when I trim. Ooh, and now I see what I'm supposed to do when I haircut. And let me be clear. 99% of the clients I have in my chair, I didn't say 15%, I said 99% of the clients that are in my chair are with me because I know how to trim without making their hair any shorter. In fact, if you know how to, if you learn how to do so, your clients are gonna progress. They're never gonna just stay stagnant. They're gonna progress and get longer. So now I would like to engage. I'm about to go back through all these comments because I would like to thank you all for joining me. I see everyone that has shown up. I want everyone to make sure you subscribe to my channel because I got so much more coming for you. I'm going to be helping us understand the differences between a perm and a relaxer because I now see that there's some confusion with that. We're going to then talk about the differences between a jerry curl and a perm. If there's differences, then talk about that. We're also going to talk about the differences between moisture and a moisturizer. They have nothing to do with each other. In fact, moisture is not for sale. This industry had me brainwashed into believing that I could go buy some moisture in a plastic bottle. And once I started reading and doing the research, I felt so stupid for believing and falling victim to rumors because never read that anywhere, right? I'll be training and educating on all of this so that I can help us bridge the gap of confusion. Because if I was a licensed cosmetologist, which is much more than a hairstylist, and went back to be an educator and was confused, I know that there's others that are confused. I know there's others that care. I know there's others that want to offer their clients more. If you're her or him, continue to follow me. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you also like this video. I also need you to hit the bell so that you get notified ASAP of any and all videos that we drop coming up. I got a lot moving forward. I am about to I'm here in Atlanta. I'll be flying to Phoenix next. I go back to do my clients. Then I got to get to Phoenix to work. Then I go back to Denver. Then I come back to Atlanta. And I go back to Denver. So I want you all to be safe. I pray my journey was inspiring because, again, anybody will be able to take my trainings. You do not have to be a licensed professional to take my trainings because I would love to train a little girl, a woman in high school, a little girl in high school that may want to learn how to, the differences between a haircut and a trim. So that's my ideal market. And those are the individuals that are going to be ideal for my training. Those that are not afraid to learn more, those that want to do more. That's not everybody behind the chair. Most individuals behind the chair are just there for the money. They don't care about your hair. They don't care about what their style is going to do to your hair after they leave your chair. So be careful nowadays. Make sure you know who you're booking with. Make sure you know, are you booking with a hairstylist or a cosmetologist? Yeah. Make sure that that individual knows the difference. Stop just waving money in front of the stylist face like, can you trim my ends? Who's gonna say no? You know what I'm saying? So just be more honest and say, hey, I don't know how to do all that trimming you're talking about. And then show them your work. I can do this for you. Here's my before and here's my after. Because you never know. You just may have someone in your chair that wants the chop. So my training and my best advice to everybody that is standing behind the chair is to just check with the client before you cut what you feel needs to come off. That may not be what the client feels needs to come off. And therefore, you won't have to deal with any chair hoppers because you will have what's called consulted with your client and not made any mistakes, okay? So I'm gonna get off of here. I thank you all for joining. This is getting posted. So if you'd like to come back and re-review, re-listen, or just refocus on this amazing sauce that I brought you tonight about my story on my traumatizing journey with shears, I appreciate it. Thanks, y'all. Bye. No, don't go. What's up, Butters? How about I take you to Red Lobster? Red Lobster, I used to take my kids there. You can take me to Ocean Prime is my favorite seafood place. Um, just so you know, we make us some reservations and take me to Ocean Prime. Let's do it. All right, Butters. 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 Well, get to that booking link. I ain't hard to find. I'm like Tupac. Just Google Tanya Does Hair LLC in Denver, Colorado. You get my phone number. You get my address. You get my booking link. You get my website. You get my services. You get my prices. You get all right, baby. I hope to see you soon. And good night. And thanks for joining.